folks, this is Hugo Rivera here, and this video is for all the friends of Mike Westerdale. Today I want to cover the 5 training myths that are keeping you from gaining top muscle, okay? There are so many training myths on a daily basis that are just propagated all across the gyms that it's not even funny, okay? So I decided to go ahead and take the 5 top ones, and I will go ahead and nuke them right now so you can go ahead and start making some major muscle gains. Training myth number 1 is that you need low reps in order to gain muscle and you need high reps to gain some definition. It really doesn't work like that, okay? Basically, believe it or not, you need both. You need the high reps and the low reps. What you need to do is that you need to periodize your training so you have periods where you have higher repetition training with less rest in between sets, and you have periods of where you have lower repetition, heavier weight training with a little bit more rest in between sets. What happens when you alternate between periods like this is that your muscles are, number one, they're kept off balance. So basically when you change from one period to the other, they're going to grow. Number two, during the high repetition training, what happens is that if you set up your face correctly, you're going to be pushing the body into a state of overtraining. And then when you back off into heavier weight, lower repetition type work, you're going to overcompensate, okay? And then you're going to get some accelerated muscle growth. And I covered this in my body reengineering program very extensively, but suffice it to say, if you simply alternate between phases of higher reps, low rest in between sets, and phases of heavier weight with lower repetitions and more rest in between sets, you're going to be getting great training results, okay? Now we're going to go ahead and cover myth number 2, I should say, which is basically, well, you know what, you cannot train more than once a week, okay, your body part. Training frequency really depends on several factors, okay? It really depends on what you're training for, and it also depends on your body type, okay? But generally speaking, for most of us, if we're looking to just make some body composition changes, and which is basically to increase the muscle mass and decrease the body fat, the best thing to do is to have a training frequency of twice a week, okay? And I basically experimented with all sorts of training frequencies, and like I said, with rare exceptions, and again, these are things that I cover in my body reengineering program, you will have the best gains from twice a week training. And I can already hear the people that are saying, oh my God, you know, I'm going to overtrain on this, etc., etc. But the fact is that if you have the right program with the right periodization set up, and we do, like I already discussed, some high repetition work followed by some heavier lower repetition work, you will be gaining incredible amounts of muscle mass, and you will be able to train your muscles actually more frequently, okay? Training myth number 3, you need to be in the gym for 2 hours in order to get results. How many people tell me, Hugo, how much do you train? 2-3 hours a day? No way. I train 45 to 60 minutes at the very most, okay? What happens is that if you go past that mark, past the 60-minute mark, your testosterone levels begin to decrease and your cortisol levels begin to increase. Now, what's cortisol? Cortisol is a hormone secreted by the adrenal glands that basically kills muscle tissue and makes you to store body fat, okay? So basically, this is the kind of hormone that you don't want to be dealing with, all right? And the best way to keep cortisol levels down and testosterone levels up is to do less than 60 minutes of training on a daily basis. And when you keep your workouts short, it allows you to recover quicker, which in turn allows you to do a little bit more training frequency, which is the reason why with my program, you can train your body parts twice a week and accelerate your result, okay? Now we're gonna go to training myth number 4. It takes years to gain muscle. Well, it takes years to achieve a championship physique, but to gain muscle, to be honest with you, it shouldn't be taking years. You should be gaining muscle basically pretty constantly, okay? And even at my level, believe it or not, I still gain muscle. Obviously not as much as I did when I started training, but you know, slowly but surely and constantly, you know, I keep adding, and every single year I have perhaps, you know, at least 5 pounds more than the year prior. So, you know, it's a matter of consistency. The key thing is, however, that when you start, if you're following the kind of right training program since the beginning, the right training, the right nutrition, you will be able to gain incredible amounts of muscle. You'll be surprised. A lot of people will be telling you, oh my God, what are you taking? What are, you know, are you juicing? What is it that you're doing? And all of my clients tell me about this, and I've been blessed to be able to train thousands and thousands of people online, and also not thousands in person, but, you know, hundreds of people in person. And the key thing is that everybody tells me, Hugo, your routines have made me, you know, not even lose weight, and they're losing fat, but they're gaining muscle at the same time. So basically, suffice it to say, you should be able to put an appreciable amount of muscle since the beginning, once you go ahead and start training, if you're following the right training and the right nutrition, okay? The last training myth is that you need to have the fanciest gym in order to get great results, and nothing could be more further from the truth, because the truth is that in order to get the best results, you need to be working with basic exercises that use dumbbells and barbells, okay? So the fact is that even with a set of barbell and dumbbells, adjustable one, at home, you will get great results. And then if you add an adjustable bench, even better, okay? But there's no need for any sort of fancy machines or anything like that, because anybody that knows anything about the iron game will tell you that dumbbells and barbells is where it's at, okay? So don't let anybody mislead you, all right? Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope that you have really benefited from this, and I covered those 5 myths over here. Stop if you're falling for one of these myths, definitely stop doing what you're doing and start adjusting your training routine to what I just said, and you'll be gaining some incredible results. Until next time, check out my my body weight engineering program below, and I hope that you take care and train hard.